the last class we completed our discussion related with equipotential surfaces, and then we sketched the equipotential surfaces due to a single point charge, and then due to a dipole, and to a system of two equal positive charges. So now we are going to discuss, or now we are going to derive the relation between potential and that of electric field itself. So in order to derive or to get the relation between V, which is V that is potential, and that of E that is electric field, first of all we can consider two equipotential surfaces. That means two surfaces, and throughout this surface the potential is same, and through this surface there is another one value of potential. So we can consider two equipotential surfaces, one surface A and another one surface B, and the potential of this surface A we can consider that is equivalent to V itself, and the potential of this surface B we can consider that is equal to V plus dV. That means there is a change in potential. Both the equipotential surfaces are not having the same potential. Here the potential of this surface B is greater than that of the potential due to the equipotential surface A, and here its value is V plus dV itself. And then these two are get separated by a distance is equivalent to dl. Two equipotential surfaces get separated by a distance dl itself, and the direction of the electric field is, that is through this plane, electric field is acting outward like this. So we want to get the relation between the potential and that of electric field. So for that, here we consider two equipotential surfaces, one plane A and that of another one plane B. And the potential on this plane A is V, and the potential on this plane B it is V plus dV itself. And these two are get separated by a distance is equivalent to dl, and the electric field is acting in a direction outward normal to the equipotential surface, and it is acting in the upward direction. Okay, and now suppose we want to move a unit charge from the equipotential surface B to this surface A. So suppose we are moving a charge, a unit positive charge, from the plane this B to this plane A, which is having a potential difference of how much? There is a potential difference of V. The potential of this plane it is V, and the potential of this plane it is V plus dV, means that these two planes it is having a potential difference dV itself. So whenever we are moving, suppose we are moving a unit positive charge from the plane B to the plane A in a direction opposite to that of the direction of increasing electric field. If in a given plane or at a point, if the electric field is acting like this, means that the electric field is acting along this direction, and that is the direction of increasing electric field itself. So here we are moving a unit positive charge in a direction opposite to that of the direction of increasing electric field. So when a charge, a unit positive charge, it is moving from one plane B to another one plane A, we want to do some work. Work it is needed. So we know that the work done to move the charge, unit positive charge, from the plane B to plane A means work is equal to force into displacement. Therefore that is F dot dl, where dl is the distance through which this charge it is moving. So we can write that is equal to F dot dl itself. But here there is an electric field E, it is existing. So we know the relation force and that of electric field and a charge Q, it is related, or if we are choosing Q0 means that is related by the formula F is equal to what? F is equal to QE. So from here F is equal to QE itself. So we can write the expression to move a unit charge from the plane B to the plane A, means that is F dot dl. F is equal to how much? That is equal to Q0E. Q0 is actually the test charge, and usually we are taking the magnitude of the charge is how much? That is equivalent to +1. So here you can write that expression as that is equal to F dot dl. F dot dl means that is equal to Q0E dot dl itself. Okay, and here Q0's magnitude how much? Q0 is equal to unit positive magnitude. So you can write W equal to how much? E dot dl itself. But electric field is acting in this direction and the charge it is moving along this direction, means the direction of the displacement is downward, and the electric field it is acting in which direction? Upward direction. Therefore, the angle between E and dl is how much? Theta is equal to 180 degree. So E dot dl, what is A dot B? A dot B is AB cos theta. So what is E dot dl? E dot dl means that is E dl cos theta itself. But how much it is theta here? Here theta is equal to 180 degree. So what is cos 180? Cos 180 is minus 1. So you can write the expression for the work done as F is equal to minus E dl itself. Keep that one as equation number 1. Okay, so one of the expression for the work done to move a charge from the plane B to equipotential surface B to the equipotential A is W is equal to minus E dl itself. But we know that there is another one relation connecting between the work done, the charge which is moving, and that of the potential difference between 2 points. There is one relation connecting between work done, the charge, and that of the potential. What was the expression? V is equal to W by Q, or W by Q0. Or otherwise, W is equal to V Q0, where V is the potential difference between 2 points. So here A is one plane and another one plane, it is A is one plane and B is another one plane, and the potential difference between these 2 points are how much? That is equal to dV. The potential difference between the plane A and that of B, that is BA minus BB, it is equivalent to how much? That is equal to dV itself, the difference in potential. So by using this expression V is equal to W by Q0, you can write the formula as dV is equal to W by Q0, where Q0 is the charge which is moving. But here, what is W then? W is equal to Q0 into dV itself. But here, how much is Q0? Q0 is unit magnitude, unit positive charge. We are moving from the plane B to plane A. Therefore, we have the relation W is equal to dV. This is another one expression for the work done to move a charge from a unit charge from the plane B to plane A. How we are getting? V is equal to W by Q0, where V stands for the potential difference between 2 planes. So here the potential difference between 2 planes, it is VA minus VB, that is equivalent to dV itself. So you can write this formula as that is equal to dV. dV is equal to W by Q0. Therefore work done means that is Q0 into dV, where Q0 is a charge with magnitude positive 1. Therefore the formula becomes W equal to dV itself. So here we have 2 formulas for work done. One is W equal to minus EDL and another one is W equal to dV itself. So while comparing these 1 and 2, so from 1 and 2, these are the expression, both are the expression for work done. So you can equate these 2 formula. So while equating, you are getting what? You are getting dV is equal to minus E dl. Or from here, you can write what is E. E is equal to dV, or minus E is equal to dV by dl. Or otherwise, you can write E is equal to minus of dV by dl itself. So this is the relation connecting between electric field and that of potential itself. Both are interrelated and the relation is E is equal to minus dV by dl itself. So what is its meaning? What is the significance of the negative sign here? The magnitude of the electric field is equivalent to the derivative of change in potential to the change in distance. But what is the significance of this negative sign? That negative sign signifies that the direction of electric field is in the direction of decreasing potential. That is the meaning of negative. The direction of electric field is in the direction of decreasing potential itself. Is it clear? Therefore, this is the relation connecting between electric field and that of potential. Okay. So next we want to derive a general expression for potential energy of a system of n-point charges itself. So what is potential energy, or what is the definition for potential energy of a system of n-point charges? That is actually the work done to assemble that system by bringing the charges one by one from infinity to a given point itself. The potential energy of a system of n point charges means that is the amount of work done to assemble that system by bringing the charges from infinity to that given point itself. So n point charges. So first we can consider a simplest system, a system of 2-point charge. And then we can extend our idea to a system of 3-point charges and then to a system of n-point charges itself. So whenever we are considering the simplest system, a system of 2-point charges, there will be only 2 charges. So first we want to bring this, we want to find what is the work done to bring a charge from infinity to a given point. That is first charge. And then we want to bring the second charge into the presence of that first charge. Then that will be a system of 2-point charges. And we want to calculate what is the total work done. That is first we want to, that is 2, so we are considering a system of 2-point charges itself. So first we want to calculate what is the work done to bring a first charge from infinity to a given point. And then we want to calculate what is the work done to bring the second point charges in the presence of first one. And then what is the total work done? That will be equal to what? That will be equal to the total potential energy to assemble that system of 2-point charges. So a system of 2-point charges we are considering. So first of all we are considering a free space wherever there is no presence of any other external electric field. There is no presence of any other external electric field itself. So first we are bringing a charge from infinity to a given point. Okay, so this charge Q1, it is coming from infinity to a given point itself, and it is coming here a field free region. There is no presence of any other external field. Therefore, the work done to bring that charge is 0. Why? Because potential energy means that is the amount of work done to bring a charge from infinity to a given point in the presence of an external field or in the presence of an electric field itself. But here there is no presence of any other external field. So the first charge it is coming from, or we are bringing from infinity to a given point. Therefore, the work done to bring the first charge from infinity to a given point, W1 is equal to how much? W1 is equal to 0. Okay. So, the work done to bring this charge Q1 from infinity to a given point means that is W1, and that is equal to 0 because that is coming into a field free region. And next we are bringing a second charge Q2 from infinity to a particular point P. So this charge Q2, it is moving from, or it is bringing from infinity to a given point P means that is not coming into a field free region, that is coming into the field produced by this charge Q1 itself. Therefore, work is required. Because we are bringing the charge Q2 to a given point P means at that point P there will be a field, electric field, or that of the potential produced by this charge Q1. Therefore, work is required. So, what is that work? The work done to bring the charge Q2 from infinity to a given point P. We know the relation work done V is equal to potential V is equal to W by Q, general expression. Therefore, W is equal to V into Q itself. Where V is the potential at that point and Q is the charge. So here W2 is the work done to bring the charge Q2 from infinity to a given point P. That is W2. Okay, so W means V into Q. But what is V stands for? V stands for that is the potential at that given point. What is the potential at this given point? The potential at this given point P is actually the potential produced by this charge Q1. if this charge Q1 is here, there is a potential at this point P. If this is at a particular distance, this is the position vector. So the potential at this point is due to this charge Q1, means you can write the potential at this point as V1, and in this potential the charge Q2 it is coming. Therefore, you can write the expression for work done to bring a charge Q2 from infinity to the given point P, means that is equal to potential into charge, but potential means that is the potential due to this point charge Q1. Therefore, that is V1 into the charge. Charge is which one? Q2 charge it is coming. Therefore, it becomes V1 Q2. Is it clear? Why W2 is equal to V1 Q2? Work W2 is the work done to bring the point charge Q2 from infinity to this point. So how much work it is required to be done? That is equal to potential at that point into that charge. But the potential at that point is actually the potential due to this charge Q1. Therefore, that is V1 into the charge which is that is Q2 itself. So you can write that is equivalent to V1 Q2. But what is V1? But what is V1? V1 is the potential at that point due to the charge Q1. So the potential at this point due to the charge Q1 means, due to a point charge means, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 divided by this distance of separation. So here the Q2 charge it is coming, means you can write this distance as R12. Therefore, this is Q1 divided by R1. So here we consider a system of 2 point charges. So the work done to bring the first charge it is 0. The work done to bring the second charge is W2 is equal to V1 Q2. But what is V1? V1 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 divided by R12. That is equal to how much? Therefore, W2 is equal to V1 Q2. So V1 is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 by R12 into which is coming Q2 it is coming. Therefore, it is Q1 Q2 divided by R12. So this is the expression for work done to bring a charge Q2 from infinity to a point P. So what will be the expression for total potential energy of a system of 2 point charges? The total potential energy of a system of 2 point charges means that is total work done. What is total work done? W. W is equal to W1 plus W2. What is W1? W1 is 0. What is W2? W2 is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 Q2 divided by R12. So that is the total work done, and this total work done will be equal to the total potential energy of a system of how much charges to a system of 2 point charges itself. Okay. Next we can consider a system of 3 point charges. So the potential energy of a system of 2 point charges is Q1 Q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 R1. So next for a system of 3 point charges. So whenever we are considering a system of 3 point charges, first we want to bring the charge Q1 from where? From infinity to a given point. What will be, if there is no external field? Here we are considering there is no external field. So whenever this charge Q1 it is coming from infinity to a given point, the work done W1 will be equal to how much? That is equivalent to 0. Q1 charge will reach here. And next we are bringing which charge? The charge Q2 it is coming from infinity to a given point P, Q2 charge. Therefore, these two are get separated by a distance of R12. First charge Q1, okay, second charge Q2. These two it is get separated by a distance of R12. So, first work done to bring the first charge, it is 0. But the second charge is coming in the presence of this charge Q1. Therefore, work is required. And the expression for that work done, we already derived it. What was the expression? W2. W2 means that is equal to potential at that point. Potential at that point is actually the potential due to this charge Q1. Therefore, that is V1 into the charge. Which charge it is coming? Therefore, that is Q2. And what was that expression? That is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 Q2 divided by R1. That is W2. Then suppose next which charge it is coming? Another one charge Q3 it is coming. So if another charge Q3 it is coming from infinity to a given point Q3, this is coming in the influence of this charge Q1 and also Q2. Am I right? This is coming in the presence of both the charges Q1 and Q2. So how can you write the expression for total work done? This charge Q3 want to do the work to overcome the field by this Q1 and also due to Q2. And at this point Q3, there will be a potential due to this first charge Q1. And at the same time, there will be a potential due to this charge Q2. So first of all, what will be this distance? This distance, this is Q1 charge, this is Q3 charge. Therefore, this position vector, you can write it that one as R13. Therefore, the work done to bring a third charge Q3 in the presence of these two charges Q1 and Q2 means, first of all, that is the work done to overcome the field due to Q1. So you can write W3 work done. At this point Q3, there is a potential due to this charge Q1, that is V1 into the charge Q3 by using the formula W is equal to QV. But only at this point the potential is only due to Q1? No, at this point Q3 there is one more potential, that is due to this charge Q2, which is at a distance R23. This is charge Q2, this is charge Q3. Therefore, you can represent this distance as R23. So the work done, work is scalar. So add it. Work done to bring a charge Q3 from infinity to this point means that is equal to V1 Q3. This one plus at that point there is one more potential due to the charge Q2. Therefore, you can write that is V2. And the charge is same, therefore V2 Q3. So this is actually the work done to bring a third charge from infinity to a given point in the presence of these two charges Q1 and Q2. So how can you write this formula? W3. W3 means V1. What is V1? That is potential at that point due to Q1 charge. That is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 divided by this distance R13 into which charge? Q3 charge. Therefore, that is Q1 Q3 divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 R13 plus V2. What is V2? Potential at this point due to the charge Q2. What is that? That is Q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon 0, the distance. Distance is what? R23. Into which charge? Q3 charge. That is Q3. That is Q2, Q3 divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 R23 itself. So this is the work done to bring the third charge. But this is a system of 3 charges. So what will be the expression for total work done? Total work done means that is the work done to bring the first charge W1 plus the work done to bring the second charge, that is W2, plus the work done to bring the third charge, that is called W3 itself. So what is that? W1 is 0, 0 plus W2. What is W2? That is Q1, Q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 R12. What is W3? W3 is Q1, Q3 divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 R13 plus Q2, Q3 divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 R23. So we can write the expression for the total work done as total work done is what? Total work done is equal to W. W is equal to W1 plus W2 plus W3. What is W1? W1 is 0 plus how much is W2? That is Q1, Q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 R12 plus Q1, W3. W3 means 2 terms are there. First one is Q1, Q3 divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 R13 plus Q2, Q3 divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 R23. This is the expression for potential energy of a system of how many charges? System of 3-point charges. This section is very important. Usually they are asking either a 2-mark question or that of 3-mark question. Last year also there was a question, but that is actually next topic. Expression for potential energy in external field. Okay, but anyway, one question usually it is either numerical or that of type question. So this is the expression for potential energy of a system of 3-point charges. Then how can you write this expression for a system of 3 to n point charges? How can you extend this one? You can write this one as 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 is constant. You can write the sign as sigma. Okay. Q1, Q2 is there. Q1, Q3 it is there. Then like that Q1, Q4 will be there. And Q2, Q3 is there. Q2, Q4 will be there. Q2, Q5 will be there. Then Q3, Q4 will be there. Q4, Q5 will be there. So like that. So you can write sigma of all pairs. Q, I, Q, J divided by R, I, J. 1 means R1, Q2 means 2. Therefore Q, I, Q, J means R, I, J. In another one way, you can write this as 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 sigma I. It is varying from 1 to n. Sigma j, it is varying from 1 to n. But here there is no any term just like Q1, Q1 or that of Q2, Q2. Am I right? That means you can write the special condition I not equal to j. Is it okay? I not equal to j. Then Qi, Qj divided by Rij. But if I am writing like this, I will multiply here by using 1 by 2. Half of the value is needed, only needed. Why? Because I is varying from 1 to n, j is also varying from 1 to n, and I not equal to j. So suppose first you choose the I equal to 1, j equal to 2. You will get what? The expression as 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0. If I am not writing half here, if what is the importance of half I am discussing now. If half is not there means, what will happen means, if you choose I equal to 1, if half is not there and if you choose I equal to 1, j equal to 2, How can you write the formula? Means that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0. I equal to 1. What you will write? If half is not there, I equal to 1, j equal to 2 means that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0. I is 1, that is q1. J is 2, therefore that is q2 divided by r12. Okay, but there is another one possibility as you can choose the pair like this, j equal to 1, I equal to 2. In that case also you will get the same expression 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0. This is 2, this is 1, that is 2, 1. But q1, q2 or q2, q1 means that is same pair. The pairs are getting repeated again and again. Am I right? So here you want to reduce one term, that is why we are writing what? Half of that value. And here if you are writing 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 sigma all the pairs, you can specify that pair must be in such a way that j is always greater than 1. Sorry, j is greater than I. J is greater than I, no? All the pairs you can choose, but in such a way that j is greater than 1 here. So this is a general expression to the potential energy of a system of n point charges. Okay. So in the last section, we studied about the potential energy due to a system of n point charges. First we calculated what is the expression for potential energy due to a single point charge, and then we extended our idea to potential energy due to a system of 2 point charges and then to 3 point charges, and from that one we attained a general expression for potential energy due to a system of n point charges itself. And in the previous case we considered that we are bringing the charges from infinity to a given point where there is no external field it is existing. But now we want to find or we want to write the expression for potential energy first for a single point charge in the presence of an external field. That means first we want to consider a region in which there is the presence of some external field is there, and we are bringing the point charges from infinity to that given point in the presence of an external field. Okay, so we want to consider there is a region in which an external field is existing there means we know that field is there means associated with that one there will be a potential. So when we are bringing the first charge q1 from infinity to a given point or at a distance r1, we must want to do the work. In the previous case, whenever we are bringing the first charge from infinity to a given point, the work done will be 0. But here, when we are bringing a point charge q1 from infinity to a given point in the presence of an external field w1, the work done to bring the first charge will not be equal to 0 itself. There must be a work. And what will be the expression for work done? Whenever there is the presence of a field is in this region, we know that there is the presence of a potential. And that potential we can represent that is equal to V1. And if we are bringing a first charge q1 from infinity into the presence of this potential V1, we can write the expression for work done as W1 that is equal to Q V. V means that is potential at that point V1 into the position. If you are writing, you can write that is equal to VR1 itself. Why we are writing the expression like this? Because we know potential, work done and charge is related by this formula V is equal to W by Q. So W equal to what? W is equal to QV. So here we are considering there is a region in which an external field it is existing, and in that field we are bringing the charges from infinity to that point itself. So first whenever we are bringing the point charge Q1 from infinity to a given point R1, there is a field. And field is there means there is a potential. So we want to do some work to bring the first charge itself. That won't be 0 as previous case. So here what is the work done? Work done is equal to Q into V. But Q means that is Q1 charge. So you can write that is Q1. And then V means that is potential at that point. So you can represent that is equivalent to V1. And the position of that potential V1, if it is at R1, means you can write that is W1 is equal to Q1 V1 R1 itself. So this is the expression for potential. This is the expression for potential due to a point charge in an external field. Suppose we are getting a question to write down the expression for potential energy of a single point charge in the presence of an external field. What is the answer? That is potential energy means that is work done. Therefore, that is equal to W1. W1 is equal to Q1 V1 of R1. So this is for a single charge. So next, suppose we want to find the potential energy of a system of 2 point charges in the presence of an external field. How can you write the expression? That is, we are considering a region in which field it is existing, field is there. So whenever you are bringing a charge Q1 from infinity to a given point R1, at that point R1 there is a potential V1. Therefore, we want to do some work W1, and the expression for that W1 is which one? That is equivalent to Q1 V1 R1 itself. And then so first we are bringing the Q1 charge to this given point. And next we want to bring which charge? We want to bring the second charge Q2 from infinity to another one point R2. Okay, so whenever we are bringing a point charge Q2 from infinity to a given point R2, at that point R2 there is the presence of an electric field. Electric field is there, means at that point there is a potential, and that potential is V2. So how can you write the expression to the work done? The work done to bring a charge Q2 from infinity to a given point R2 in the presence of an external field where there is the potential V2 is there. You can write that is W2. What is W2? W2 is equal to W is Q into V. Therefore, W2 is equal to Q2 charge. Its potential, that is V2. Its position vector, that is R2. Therefore, that is Q2 V2 R2 itself. Is it over? No. In the previous case, we studied that whenever there is the presence of two charges, first of all, here it is Q1 and here it is Q2, it is existing. Whenever you are bringing a charge Q1 from here, one work is done, that is W1. Whenever we are bringing the charge Q2 to here, work is done, that is Q2. And there is one more expression you studied. Whenever there is a system of 2 point charges Q1 and Q2, there is a potential energy. What is the expression? What was the expression for? Because of due to this Q1, whenever you are bringing this point charge Q2 from infinity to here, there is a potential at this point due to this charge Q1. Therefore, you have to do the work to overcome that one also. You have to do the work to overcome the repulsion due to this charge Q1. That will be already derived it. That is, first Q1 charge is coming from infinity to here, a work is done. And whenever you are bringing Q2 charge, here external field is existing. So, in order to overcome that external field, we are doing a work W2. Not only that one, this Q2 charge is coming in the presence of this Q1 charge also. So, what is the expression for work done? To bring a charge Q2 into the presence of another one charge Q1. That one we already derived it. That is W is equal to Q1 Q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 R12. Our previous case. That is the potential energy of a system of two single point charges. Okay, so this is actually the total work done. That is W1 plus W2 plus W3. So, if you are getting a question to write the expression for potential energy of a system of 2 point charges in the presence of an external field, how can you write the expression? That is U. U equal to what? U equal to W1 plus W2 plus W3. So, what is W1? W1 is Q1 V1 of R1 plus what? That is Q2 V2 of R2 plus what? Plus Q1 Q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 R1 2 itself. So this is the expression. This is the expression for potential energy of a system of 2 point charges. in an external field. Write the expression for potential energy of a system of 2-point charges in an external field means this is the expression. In last year exam, last March exam, this was one of the question for 2 marks. That is to write the expression for potential energy of a system of 2-point charges in the presence of an external field itself. Okay. Next we can derive the expression for potential energy of a dipole. Potential energy of what? Potential energy of dipole itself in the presence of an external field. So we can imagine or we can consider there is a region in which the electric field is existing, and in this electric field we kept a dipole, and a dipole means we know that there is a plus q charge and that of minus q charge, which is get separated by a distance 2a. So this is negative, this is positive. Therefore there is a dipole moment which is acting along this direction, and here the dipole moment made an angle theta. And in the previous chapter we derived the expression, or we know that whenever a dipole is placed in a uniform electric field, external electric field, a uniform electric field, the net force acting on the dipole will be equal to 0, because here plus q charge, therefore plus QE acting along this direction and minus QE that is acting along this direction, and that too will be get cancelled, therefore the net force will be equal to 0 itself. But there is a torque. Torque means what? Torque means that is get twisted from its equilibrium position. So because of the torque, when this dipole is get rotated from its equilibrium position, or if we are rotating this dipole to a small angle d theta, if we are rotating, or if the dipole is get rotated through small angle d theta, actually that system is doing some work there, and that work will be stored in that system as in the form of what? As in the form of its potential energy. So in order to find the expression for potential energy of a dipole placed in a uniform electric field, we want to calculate what is the work done. Work done for what? Work done to rotate this dipole through a small angle d theta. So the expression, to find the expression for work done, small work done to rotate the dipole through a small angle d theta means we know that work is equal to force into displacement. But here this is not linear displacement, this is rotation. In +1, in the chapter rotation motion, we people studied that the rotational analog of force is there for rotation. Whenever you are considering rotation, we want to consider instead of force the rotational analog of force. What is the rotational analog of force? That is torque itself. So as in the case of rotation, there is no linear motion. Linear motion means then only you can consider the force experience. But here twisting effect or rotation means that is turning effect. Therefore you have to consider the torque experience. So what is torque? Torque we can represent with the help of tau. The rotational analog of force is torque. Therefore F dot dx. Dx is linear displacement. But here the dipole is not undergoing a linear displacement. It is get turned through certain angle. So here we are considering the dipole is get rotated through an angle d theta. Therefore it becomes tau d theta. So you can write the expression for the work done to rotate a dipole through small angle d theta as that is tau. This is dot product dot of d theta itself. Tau dot theta. So what is tau? Torque. What is torque? Torque is actually the expression you people studied in the previous chapter. The torque experienced by a dipole placed in a uniform electric field is how much? That is P E sin theta d theta. That is P is sin theta d theta itself, where P is the dipole moment and E is the electric field. So when this dipole is get rotated in this uniform electric field through a small angle d theta, that system has to do some work for that, and that work will be stored in that system as in the form of what? As in the form of its potential energy itself. So in order to calculate the potential energy, we want to calculate the total work done to rotate the dipole from an initial angle theta 1 to a final angle theta 2. If we are rotating the dipole from certain angle theta 1 to another one angle theta 2, the potential energy of the system is that is integral theta 1 to theta 2 dW itself. But what is this dw? dw is Pe sin theta d theta. So how can you calculate the expression for potential energy U? U means that is integral theta 1 to theta 2 dw. dw is what? That is Pe sin theta d theta itself. Okay, here dipole moment of the dipole, that is constant because that is Q into 2A, and E is the external electric field, uniform electric field we consider, therefore that is constant. And the variable is which one? Variable is the angle. Angle is varying as which function? Angle is varying as a sine function. Angle is the variable there because we are rotating it. Other two quantities are constant. Therefore, this sine theta is varying, and you have to find the variation or the integral of this sine theta d theta to find the total potential energy itself. So, how can you find the expression? The potential energy U means that is equal to integral theta 1 to theta 2 sine theta d theta. But what is the integral of sine theta? Integral of sine theta is, the integral of sine theta is what? Integral of sine theta equal to minus cos theta. Integral of sine is cos. So, you can write U is equal to minus cos theta. It is Pe the integral of sine is which function? The integral of sine is cos. Therefore, you can write this is equal to Pe. The integral of sine is minus cos. Therefore, it is minus cos theta, and it is varying as from theta 1 to theta 2 itself. So, the initial angle is theta 1 and the final angle is theta 2. Therefore, the function it is varying as cos 1. So, you can write this is equal to Pe minus negative, you can take it outside. Therefore, it is minus Pe. It is varying as cos function. Therefore, it is cos, which is our final angle theta 2, and this is our initial angle theta 1. Therefore, it is cos theta 2 minus of cos theta 1 itself. So, this is the expression for potential energy of a dipole in a uniform external field itself. This is the expression. And if you are taking this negative inside, you can write this one as this is equal to Pe. When you are taking this negative inside, this becomes minus cos theta 2, and this negative to negative, negative to negative means that becomes plus, therefore plus cos theta 1. So, this expression you can write it as that is equal to Pe cos theta 1 minus of what? Minus of cos theta 2. So, this is the expression for potential energy of a dipole in an external electric field itself. This is the general expression. And if you are taking theta 1, if you are keeping the dipole like that, that is theta 1 is equal to 90 degrees, and that of the angle theta 2 is equal to theta. What will be the formula? The formula becomes U is equal to Pe. Theta 1 is 90 cos 90 minus of cos theta. How much is cos 90? Cos 90 is 0. Therefore, we are getting the expression U is equal to Pe cos 90 is 0. Therefore, here it becomes minus cos theta. Therefore, the expression becomes minus Pe cos theta. So, this is the expression for the potential energy of a dipole in a uniform external electric field. And if U is equal to minus Pe cos theta, this is the general expression. P is a vector, E is a vector, cos product of two vector means how can you write this one? You can write this one as this is equal to minus P dot E. So, you can write the formula like this also. And then there are some general conditions we want to discuss. From this formula 1, if theta is equal to 0, What is the meaning of theta equal to 0? The angle between the dipole moment vector and that of electric field, that is equal to 0 itself. Therefore, theta equal to 0 means electric field is acting in this direction, means the dipole is placed parallel to it. Therefore, this is minus q, this is plus q. Then only the angle become how much? Angle become 0. So you can write if theta equal to 0, what is the expression for potential energy? U equal to minus P E cos 0. How much is cos 0? Cos 0 is what? Therefore U equal to minus P E. That is potential energy is minimum. Potential energy of a system, it is minimum means that is under which condition? That is in the condition of stable equilibrium. So, if you are getting a question to write what is the condition for stable equilibrium of a dipole, what is the condition? That is both the dipole moment and that of electric field is acting along the same direction. That is angle theta equal to 0. Therefore, the potential energy is minimum. That is the condition of stable equilibrium. And the second condition, if theta is equal to 180. What is the meaning of theta equal to 180? If electric field is acting along this direction, the dipole moment is in opposite direction. That is here minus q and here plus q. Therefore, dipole moment will be acting this direction. Therefore, theta equal to 180. So, what is potential energy? U equal to minus Pe cos 180. What is the value of cos 180? Cos 180 is minus 1. Therefore, minus of minus means U become positive. Potential energy is positive, that means maximum. Maximum value of potential energy. Maximum value of potential energy means that is a condition of unstable equilibrium. That system is not stable. That will, in which condition? That is in the condition of unstable equilibrium itself. Okay, and then one more condition, that is if theta equal to 90. What is the meaning of theta equal to 90? That is electric field is acting like this means the dipole is like this perpendicular. This is minus q, this is plus q. So dipole moment, it is acting like this. The angle theta equal to 90 degree. So what is the value of cos 90? Cos 90 is 0. Cos 90 is 0 means potential energy is what? Potential energy is 0 itself. Therefore, this is the condition of 0 potential energy.